Okay, this polar bear has came to start an intro for all of us little kids. Actually, we're not little kids, but if you're 4 and you're watching this, you're a little kid. So, welcome to the second episode of the Planet Zoo Show. Today, we're gonna check out some zoos. What? 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 Okay, let's go to the Steam Workshop. I made a zoo. If you didn't know, I actually made really good stuff. My my stuff on Planet Zoo is very good. I know a zoo that I made uh, like last month. It's called Zoo Adventure. So the story of this, according to the description, the story of the zoo uh, is that a family that lived far, I mean like far from a zoo, and their kids wanted to see a zoo for the first time. These parents thought zoos were animals in small cages because they never went to a zoo, so they opened this zoo. It is popular with families that don't know any better. The zoo misinforms guests about animals like that elephants are sexually dimorphic, seals and otters live together, and another dumb myth that they created was that penguins are too buoyant to swim. These myths are very dumb. The most popular animal in the zoo is the lion, who was paired with a jaguar, but the lion killed the jaguar. The lion was starved so it can look aggressive. Animal rights groups like PETA shut down the zoo in 2021 and relocated them to other zoos. Let me just subscribe because I made this zoo. Where is play a sandbox? When building paths, hold Z to create right angled junctions or join paths at right angles. Okay. Planet Zoo music intensifies. When building. Okay. Let's see this horrendous monstrosity. According to what I built, it's literally. Are you serious? Who would ever build a zoo in here? By the way, I actually made this zoo, so thanks to me, I tried making an unethical zoo to teach all of you how zoos are like if they don't care about animal welfare. Because animal welfare is the best way to make your animals live a happy life. So this zoo is called Zoo Adventure. It's not really a zoo, it's just a prison for animals. Okay. So this is the penguins and the platypuses. They're really suffering. But the staff at the zoo don't even care at all. This is the penguin. The penguin is just scratching itself and being like, "Oh, I hate my life." Okay. So the next part is the small animal. Are you serious? They claim that wallabies are kangaroos. I don't know why. And they call this baboon a generic monkey. And also, they have capybaras. I would expect them to have capybaras. Because every zoo needs. If zoos have capybaras, they become popular. And this is the farm animals. So we have sheep and goats and our stupid little enclosure that looks more like a prison than home. And next is seal and otter. What a terrible enclosure that these guys made. This otter, he's staring at the glass like, I want to see plants. In this sea lion, they claim it's a seal, but it's definitely not a seal. It's a sea lion, just resting. And even worse is the elephant. Or whatever this enclosure is called. Are you serious? They had enough money to get an African elephant. Are you serious? This zoo actually was a terrible idea. And these are Asian elephants. just being there. They claim these are female and these are male, which is absolutely terrible to do. And even worse is that they have an emu here, just looking there, feeling like I hate my life in this terrible zoo. And this lion, he's just sitting there, doing nothing but staring at the glass. And even worse is the Komodo dragon. It's like in a tiny prison. Okay, the worst of them. The flamingos. Just standing there. By the way, the zoo actually claims that flamingos can't actually fly. Yes, this zoo is horrible and unethical. And very bad for animals. And it makes animals suffer. This zoo just makes lies about animals just to entertain little kids. Like that. Let's escape this zoo. And happily, PETA shut down the zoo and relocated all of the animals to other zoos that take better care of their animals. Are you ready for Germer Park Zoo? I just made the zoo. It's pretty amazing if you didn't realize. It's so amazing that you can't believe what you're looking at. It's too amazing. Building keeper huts close to your habitats and exhibits means that you're go. Oh, the zoo. So this is the Germer Park Zoo. Welcome to our zoo. So our first stop is the flamingo aviary. Pretty good. So here's our flamingos. Just a bunch of flamingos. I put this aviary so they don't fly away. Because unlike the other zoo who lies to guests about animals, flamingos could actually fly. But the other unethical zoo is just terrible. And this flamingo, he's just doing flamingo thing. Like moving, like making realistic moves. Like head bobbing. Okay, what's next? Is the next one shimmy or yay or ya? Oh, so our next contestant is the emu. Hey, this emu is living a better life. This emu. Fun fact, emus are actually the largest birds in Australia and the second largest birds in the world. They're one of the largest birds ever in history. And then here comes the watermelons. And next we have is the tropic house. So our first one is the fennec fox. Just being very fennec and adorable. This thing is so adorable. Look at it. Look at the fennec fox. If your heart is melted, you're totally right. Everyone thinks fennec foxes are so cute. I actually got to hold one at this petting zoo. And it's very cute. Oh! Our next one is the Nile monitor, found in the Nile River of Africa. Actually, and the Nile monitor is just a gigantic monitor lizard. Are these babies or adults? Yes, they are babies. The adults are just a little bit bigger. Yes, they have indoor. And next we have the king penguins. So these chicks, they're so fluffy and very cute and fluffy. And just Pesto. Pesto is a king penguin chick. And these guys are fluffy just like Pesto. And next we have the adults. The adults are just swimming, doing their penguin things, like swim and swim and swim and just swim. They just swim. So next we have is the meerkat. Very meerkatish. There's a tiny little meerkat over here. Okay, it's a pack of meerkats. They're very cute. Fun fact, meerkats are actually related to mongooses. And the fact about meerkats is that they eat insects and other stuff that is meaty. And then they walk and do their meerkat things. Let's just leave them. What do we have next? Oh, we have this. If you wanted to see what it's like under here. By the way, I put the zoo on the Steam Workshop. So our first one in the primate first is Coraquil's Sifaka. It just happened. Okay. Sifakas are found in Madagascar. And they're part of the same family as lemurs. And they also are endangered just like lemurs because of habitat loss. When they cut down trees and their forests are gone, when they all die. But the German Park Zoo protects the lemurs. And next is the koala, also known as Phaselarctos. Okay. Let's see a koala. He's just doing the weirdest things ever. Okay, I just heard a koala scream. One of the koalas is screaming. I think it comes from the baby koala. And I know why people hate Planet Zoo koalas, because they spend most of their time on the ground. And then they climb, which is what they actually do. And then they keep on walking, which is another thing that they do. And then they just sit and be lazy koalas. They're just making the noise. And our next one is the Siamang. Okay, here's our Siamang. He's hanging, like what they actually do in life. Yes, he's hanging. Yes, the Siamang spends most of its life in the trees. And at the German Park Zoo, it's the same, but it's actually climbing frames. And then they make their vocalizations using this sack. Their throat sac. It helps their vocalizations be louder. And it helps them call in the rainforests. And next we have what? What happened? What? So this habitat is supposed to be for the wallaby, but I'm just gonna add kangaroos. Let's wait until they come. Let's just wait. Okay. There used to be red-necked wallabies here, but now it's the red kangaroo's turn to replace wallabies. So here's the kangaroo. So here's the male kangaroo, the male red kangaroo. Then he scratches himself. He's just doing the classic Roo things, like scratch himself. And then he sits, like always. They're pretty lazy. And next is the seal tunnel. You need to see what's in here. There's underwater viewing. And you guessed it, seals. Like chonkers of the ocean. chunkers of the ocean. And also there's seal pups. You know how much I love seal pups. They're so fluffy and white and cute as heck. Oh, he's too cute. And there's also sea lions. I don't know why I put sea lions. Let's just see the seal. And what he's doing as the life as a seal. Just being a seal. Is being a pinniped. Okay, I see a baby sea lion over there. So the seal is chunk. And the sea lion is not as chunk as seal. Then he goes underwaters. Okay, so next we have the forest. Just an indoor building with yellow anacondas. What's in here? Let's look under here. There's nothing here. Okay, so this is supposed to be the Gila monsters. So monstrous. And there's a bullfrog. Fun fact, I actually touched one at my camp field trip before. Like, when was it? Was it earlier this month? I guess it was earlier this month. And next we have the kiwi. The cute one. Let's look at an adult kiwi. Very freaking adorable. As you can see. And they even sound adorable. And they're even tinier. And they're too cute. Like, very cute. And right next to them we have the striped skunk. The striped skunk is very skunky. And skunky. And McSklunky. And McSklunk. McGunk. Why am I saying words? McJurds. Okay, what do we have next? Oh, we have the Bactrian camel. Oh! No, the baby, it's too cute. It's too cute for my own good. Are you serious? It's too so cute. They're just grazing. Okay, he just made the snort. Then he walks. And then they all make camel noises. And you need to see the canines. Okay, where's the canines? Where's the canines? Okay, if you want to see how a camel works. Okay. One is the camel opening its mouth. Okay, he's just showing his normal teeth. Okay. When do they open their mouth? They already have like canine teeth. And next, I need to explain the lions. This is what the view looks like. It looks amazing. So over here, this is based on the lion enclosure in city skylines. So here's the shelter for the lions. Here's the first side, here's the second side. And even cooler, it's connected by you know what. Let's just see this lion, who I think is gonna go up there. Okay, what are you gonna do? Poop. I was expecting poop. Actually, I wasn't expecting you to poop here. Is that your poop zone? What? Why do you not care about jumping? I want to show my viewers. Okay, here's a better one. This is what it's like to be a lion on a big tunnel thing. Yes, this is very inspirational. If you play Planet Zoo, you can already do this. If you're a newbie, you can't do this. If you're a pro, you can do this. I'm a pro at Planet Zoo. I have been playing for only a few months. Like since November 2024. And over here, we have the okapi. If you don't know what this animal is, I'm gonna tell you. It's the forest giraffe. It's found in forests of Central Africa. It's closely related to the giraffe, but it's not really a giraffe. The okapi is actually one of the last of the short-necked giraffes. It adapted to living in the rainforest where there's more vegetation. So that means they can reach plants better. And also they can run. Then we have to feed him hay. Okapis are not the most common in zoos, but they're an endangered species if you know that. So we have to protect them. He's just grazing on the grass. No, I mean the hay. Then there's less hay. This might be your favorite enclosure of them all. The want to get ready for the bear caves. If you look in here, you see a bear statue and some indoor viewing. And over here is the cave viewing, where you get to see what it's like to be a bear in the cave. It's pretty fun being a bear. So let's see the life of a bear in the zoo. So this bear, I don't know why the bears like the cave so much, but it's because it's shelter, like actual shelter. And then they get out of the cave and do actual bear stuff, like walk and be lazy. And the guests are like, this is the best part of the zoo. Let me go in explore mode. So this is a bear. And then he poops. I would not expect that. Okay. I know he's gonna go in the cave. Then this bear poops again. Okay. So this is the bear statue. If you wanted to see it up close. This is just a bear. Like at least 100% bearish. Like bears are obsessed with this. And bears are literally obsessed with this cave. And they think the cave is the world's best place. It's up to the bears to think that. Because they're obviously gonna believe. Hi, bear. Then you shake. Why do you not really like the outside? Is it because these bears are just bored? I made the habitat very natural. It's so natural that it literally looks like a chunk of their natural habitat. I've never seen a bear go as far as here. Okay. Now I expect the bears to come. I'm gonna expect them to come over here and eat. Now you eat, you deserve to eat. And then you eat, then you deserve to eat. And now you eat, then you deserve to eat. And then you eat, then you deserve to eat. Now you eat, now you eat. Now you eat. Now you eat, now you eat. Just eat your food. If you eat your food, now you eat your food. Let's see another view. The bear over there is just being a bear. The bear over there is just being a bear. The bear over there is just being the bear. Bear, 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 bear. It's a grizzly bear, the largest bear in North America. That isn't the polar bear, and the largest subspecies of brown bear. Actually, the Kodiak bear is even larger. Do 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 do. The bears have a big enclosure. The bears have a big enclosure. Let's check another part of the zoo. Let's check the kangaroos of the zoo. The kangaroo is looking, and then it poops again. The kangaroo poops again, then it poops again, and then it does something really lazy. Then it sits on the ground because the other kangaroo, I guess it's now scratching because it deserves to scratch at all because it's a kangaroo. Because it's a kangaroo. Because it's a kangaroo. Because it's a kangaroo. Let's see the flamingos. They eat in circles. Let's see the flamingos. They're just foraging like flamingos actually do. Flamingos get their pink color from the food they eat, which is krill. And other stuff like that, like shrimp and crabs and brine shrimp and other stuff like that. La 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 la. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. And this is the staff room. Very staffish. And very McStaffy. Very staffy. And then we see another Siamang do its thing and make vocal noises. Then it goes down. The Siamang is not a monkey. It's actually an ape. Then it poops. Then it climbs. And then it goes there. And then what happens next? It hangs. Like what they actually always do in the wild. They just hang and hang and hang. Like actual Siamangs. They hang, 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 hang. Like actual Siamangs. They hang, 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 hang. Like actual Siamangs. Hang, hang, hang. Hang, ha, hang. Hang, ha, hang, ha, ha, hang. Then they make the classic noises that they always do. And they usually like branches more than anything else. I tried putting ropes, but it fails, and snails, and McGrails. And their arms are so long that they walk on 4 legs upright. Let's check another one here. And here's some flashback parts. So over here in the emu exhibit, there actually used to be ostriches, but we replaced them with emus. And over in the kangaroos, there used to be wallabies. And over here, what else exhibits changed? Okay, that's all of the things that changed. So this is not even the end. Let's just save our zoo, Germer Park Zoo, so it can be just a big zoo. It is one of the biggest zoos I made so far. And over here, I know something else that I made that is really dumb. Dinkletown Petting Zoo. It's not a joke, it actually exists. And this is my mod show, it never happened. I want to see, no, not Jerry's Petting Zoo. Okay, let's see an old zoo of mine. Let's see the funniest thing I have ever made. Edo Zoological Garden. Are you ready for the weirdest thing I have ever made? Actually, I didn't make it. I got it from the Steam Workshop and actually added more animals to it so I can feel more amazing and dumb and stuff. And then after that, we go poo-poo and go stinky pop. And then after that, we walk on a Prestosuchus and get eaten by the Prestosuchus because the Prestosuchus wants to eat us because it's a carnivore. And also more Planet Zoo music intensifies. You need to see this terrible zoo I made. It's one of the funniest Edo period zoos I made. I actually tried making another Edo period zoo, but it actually failed because it looks nothing like a zoo. It looks like a prison for animals. And then Swallow-Sea, and then the Swallow-Sea. Okay, Swallow-Sea, Sola. Swallow-Sea, Sola. Sola. Pussy, the Swallow-Sea, Sola. Pussy, Akano. Swallow-Sea, Sola. Swallow-Sea, Sola. Pussy, Akano. Swallow-Sea, Sola. Swallow-Sea, sola, pussy, akano. Swallow-Sea, sola. Swallow-Sea, sola. Let's get ready for this terrible zoo. Bibble, 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 bobble, blue. Okay, this is a Siberian tiger that came straight from Korea. And right next to it, there's a saltwater crocodiles. Are there crocodiles? No, there wasn't. Let's see, there's a crocodile. So here's crocodile. He's over here. Because they put it for no reason over here. In a lazy place where crocodiles suffer. In that this zoo was made in 1792. It was very unethical. Okay, this is a tapir. People were happy that it was put by from a fence because in Japan they actually believe tapirs eat dreams. And also the Japanese believed that crocodiles were actually dragons. Of course they would believe that because there's no crocodiles native to Japan. And obviously they would put Sika deer. Just Sika deer. And over here we have a freaking African elephant that came from a European colony in Africa. It's probably not the British because they didn't give any elephants to Japan. It was the Dutch that brought an elephant from one of their African colonies. They actually brought it from South Africa. So this elephant came straight from South Africa and arrived in Japan. The emperor wanted an elephant on purpose. For real, he wanted an elephant. And over here, we have the monkeys. The Japanese macaque. To be exact, this is one of the... Of course they would have this in a Japanese zoo that was made in the 1700s. And over there, there's an orangutan. This orangutan came from a Dutch colony in Indonesia because at the time the Dutch owned Indonesia and they brought an orangutan. And the emperor was like, "What the hell is this? Is this a joke or something?" But it wasn't a joke, it was a real animal that would later be used to drive golf carts. And over here we have a kangaroo, which came from a British colony in Australia, and then the Dutch shipped it to Japan. And then the merchants in Japan were like, "What the hell is this animal? Is this a joke or something?" But it was never a joke. And also there used to be flamingos in the zoo, but they died the year after. This kangaroo is literally suffering. Actually, it's not suffering. It's just being a kangaroo in the middle of Japan, a place that's not known for kangaroos. So here's the cranes. They were thought to be flamingos, but they're not even flamingos. They're just cranes. Like actual real cranes. Like realistic real cranes. And over here we have peacocks coming straight from India. Peacocks. Then the Dutch shipped it to Japan. And then people were so amazed by this bird, which they never knew about. And they thought peacocks were so beautiful that they wanted to take them home. And they actually introduced peacocks to Japan on purpose. And over here, we have the humble chicken. We have the chicken almost becoming yakitori, but they never became that. And over here, we have a rhea coming straight from South America, coming straight from a Spanish colony. Then the Dutch shipped it to Japan. And then the rhea is called a big chicken. And here's the other big chicken, the cassowary, brought in a giant, elaborately decorated wooden cage that it destroyed. The cassowary came straight from a Dutch colony in Indonesia. And also, it's just the cassowary. Just a cassowary. Who wants to destroy the castle? Me wants to destroy it. Me really wants to destroy it forever. I want to destroy it now. And what the heck is in here? Is it the Emperor or another seal? And there was definitely no seals in this zoo, because the Dutch forgot to ship seals. I know what they really had. I know what they really had at this zoo in Japan. Actually, it's not really a zoo. It's just a weird animal garden in Japan where animals are displayed for the emperor. Because the emperor wants to see cool animals. Like actual real animals. Like actual animals that are alive and real and excited. And very tacos. The elephant gets 50 kudos for being an elephant and doing weird elephant things like sitting in the cherry blossom, which doesn't sound African at all. Okay, this is too African of an elephant. I would expect Asian elephants to come to Japan because you don't have to wait for 60 days just for an African elephant. No reals. Andre, the Sussex chicken, has matured. Okay, this tiger actually suffers. He really did suffer. Like, for God's food. Like, for actual sake, he suffers. Look how low his welfare is. And the cranes have even more welfare. The zoo is not supposed to be ethical, but for some weird reason it is ethical. Except for the tiger who starves himself all day. What else did they have? Of course they would have flamingos. And they also had flamingos. The emperor wanted flamingos. So the Dutch gave them flamingos straight from North America. And then shipped to Japan by the Dutch colonists. That's how it always was. And then seals. Shipped straight from the Netherlands. Actual real seals. Shipped straight from where to Netherlands, and then shipped to Japan. Gray seals, like actual European gray seals, like actual real seals, like free real seals, actual seals, like free real seals. Who wants to buy a real seal? Definitely me. I want a real seal. What's in here? Spice powder mix. Spice powder and stuff. Spice powder and stuff. Even crazier space dust. Space. And then I hear the weird flamingo cranes. Then I hear the flamingo. The imperial flamingo. Just being a flamingo in Japan is feeling like I'm a weird flamingo. Just being a flamingo with the emperor is just being like a weird crane, being instead of a flamingo. And I have this very tall place called a pagoda, and we fold. Ah. Okay, is this the entrance? Oh, I know what to write. I exactly know what to write. Oh, stinky. Oh. Tralala, tralala, shark within shoes, slides for the sea. Hi, I'm Bot from Team Umizoomi. Who said it first with feathers absolutely needs to fly? Fly! Why must they fly? Forget about the zoo because it is a terrible zoo. Why? You're just a zoo lover. You buy a cyber kit. Cyber. Let's escape this game. Bye-bye, Planet Zoo. And let's end this episode. Subscribe for more videos because that's the motto of our channel. We need more subscribers. For actually real, we need more subscribers.